What's up, Taurus? TT here with another channel message for all of my Taurus collectives. Shout out to everyone in the comments. If you are new, welcome to our love nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you are returning, welcome back, you guys. Everyone should have all of their personal readings delivered to them. If you made any personal requests for a personal reading through the text message number that's provided in the description box, I will be following up with you guys and sending you out whatever service rates and details and descriptions of what you need to book your personal readings. You should have it by today, okay, if you haven't already. So I just wanted to give you guys that update and let you know that it is also time for you to return back to your roots. It's also time for you to go back to your whatever you've been doing, like whatever this is, your practice, what you do spiritually for yourself to stay grounded. But this has something to do with your whatever area in your life is feeling like you got to get back into the swing of things. Okay. Grounding energy, like ground whatever this practice is, this business is, whatever it is that you're doing. It's time that you love to do. All right. It's time to clear the confusion and really just get back to doing something that you originally wanted to do. Some of you have, I don't know if this is an opportunity or something you used to do that you stopped doing for a while. I'm seeing like you pick it back up. Something about you picking it back up again, like a talent or something like that. A skill or a talent. All right. Maybe it didn't work out at first, but they're telling you to get up again and do it again. All right. If at first you don't succeed, pick yourself, dust yourself off and try again. That's the message that Spirit has for you. So if that resonates with you, there may be some messages in here for you. All of my readings are timeless. So whenever you are guided to this reading, trust and know that that's when you were meant to receive it. Okay. So just because something wasn't picking up the way that you wanted to pick up, or maybe it's just been budding. I'm picking up a budding energy. Like you've already planted this. Maybe you already have the LLC, right? You've already created the brand, or you've already created the purpose of what it is that you're doing. And it's like you need to go back and pick it up again. It's budding. That's what Spirit is saying. Something that you were doing is starting to bud. And as it's budding, it's like the time is right now. Something feels like it's the right space, the right opportunity, the right time to pick something up again and give it your all, because it will blossom. Okay. If it wasn't producing any type of funds, or if it wasn't getting any type of traction, the truth is that you need to not give up on it completely. It just may not have been the right season for it, but the season is upon you. Okay. So there is something about saving up for it. You may have been once saving up for this as well. For some of you, I'm hearing that it could have been like you wanted to take a trip, but you weren't able to take a trip. You prayed for this. This is something that you prayed for. Okay. You donated yourself some things, and now you're ready. Yeah, you're ready. So you offer something up. You may have given up on this. Like, you know what? I'm just going to let it be what it is. It doesn't feel like a person. It feels like a material thing. A creation. Yeah, there's something about a creation here. Like a really big download, a manifestation, and you saved up for it. You invested in this. But maybe when you were trying to do it, it wasn't really growing. You know what I'm saying? You were still learning. There was a learning curve here. What Spirit is saying is there was a learning curve. It wasn't like you weren't meant to do it. And even though you may have been taking it personal, like, man, why can I get this to work? Or why can I get this to grow? Why can I get this to happen the way I want it to happen? All right. Something about you needed to have clear thought, clear communication of what you were asking for. And so it would come to you now. Now you are ready for whatever this is. If, like I said, doesn't feel like a person, it feels more like access. Because I'm hearing I'm seeing the words access denied on a whiteboard in my mind's eye. So at a point in time somewhere on your journey, the access was denied for something. You could have applied for something and got, denied, and it's time to apply again. You know what I mean? Don't give up entirely on it is what I'm hearing. And you guys, this part is just the channeled messages. So whatever visions that I receive, this is what we're doing right now. So I'm hearing I don't have enough, but I don't have enough. You don't have enough of what? Take the leap of faith and trust that it will grow. Your vitality is being restored to you. Your energy is being restored to you. I'm seeing shattered glass. Something broke. Maybe your connection with this thing broke. Yeah, there was no reciprocity. So there was a breakdown, but you're recouping. I'm seeing like a recoup, and you're going to gain everything back, but it's about you committing to the focus, the dedication, going back to how like go back to that structure or that system or that routine that worked for you, and your prayers are going to be answered, Taurus. Well, all right, so I see partnership. Which deck do you want me to use, Spirit? We're going to use this one. I'm going to give it a nice little shuffle. Cupid shuffle. This is a relationship. Some of you, this is a relationship with your business. Okay. So your spiritual team you're in a relationship with your spiritual team. All right. So if you've been fighting your spiritual team on a certain matter and you're not really feeling enthused about something, you're about to get your vitality for something is about to return. Okay. Some of you as well, you may have made a couple of sacrifices to clear out your energy, like went into prayer or sanctuary to cleanse your energy, clear out your energy, and you're about to get your desire is about to return to you. Yeah, you may have done this. A lot of times if you're on a spiritual journey, doing things like abstaining from drinking or abstaining from smoking or abstaining from certain things, is so you can find yourself and center yourself again and get back to you. And that is preparing you for a new dawn or a new day. Okay. Like going back outside again, dressing up, feeling good about yourself. Destroyer. So releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life, just like I said. So what you left behind was intoxication with destructive power. Okay. Either destroying others' dreams or potential. So either there may have been a connection where maybe this person talked to you and made you feel like, you were powerless. All right. Because it's the Two of Cups. So relationships as well in general. These are not just romantic, Taurus. This is also platonic. Dealing with a lot of destructive connections or relationships that just, make you see red. What is this detective energy about? Great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the true. So you, shadow attribute, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Okay. So that is You're seeing something about yourself. Why do you get into connections with certain people? Why do you establish certain types of relationships, partnerships, business partnerships? Is it so like possibly get there, maybe if we partner together, we can get there quicker. You know what I'm saying? There's like this idea that you need to do it with someone else, or you need to have someone on your team to help or assist you get ahead in life. That has an origin, and it will fail. That's a codependency thing. Okay? When all you need is your ability to research the facts about a thing, do your own research, go online. If it is a particular business or a niche, right? Go online and research, your field or whatever it is that you're doing. What's missing? Okay. This is like someone trying to discover their own niche, but wanting to do things differently than everyone else. And the only way to really draw out the most important ingredient when you are in the space of manifestation is to discover. And it's through those failures where you discover your particular niche, who you are. It's your unique print, universal print that no one else can duplicate, no one else can falsify. In order for you to do that, you're going to have to be willing to go in alone and do your own research, do your own investigation, listen to your own intuition, because it's going to be your truth. And this is also something that's going to help you feel stable and grounded, right? In pursuing this thing, this relationship with the divine. Some of you guys are you're going to be trusting the divine more rather than looking at the person itself as like, oh, if I just need to have, once I get the right people in my life, then things will work out for me. Or once I have the right connections or business connections, things will start to work out for me. Spirit is saying that type of foundation will continue to fail. It will continue to be obliterated because you're not meant to be codependent. You're not meant to be a damsel. You're not meant to operate from that shadow attribute where you are waiting for someone to provide for you, whether that be a relationship, or waiting for someone to support you. This is you going in to your internal space, your sacred space, connecting with God, connecting with your spiritual team, and having that intimate relationship with a higher power that is your source. This way, no matter if a relationship comes and goes, no matter if a person comes and goes in and out of your life, you won't feel like you have lost it all. Because when we place all of our commitment and devotion into another human being, we will feel disappointed. We will. I can guarantee you that. No matter how much we love them, no matter how much we're obsessed with them, we will eventually fuck up our own wet dream because our soul knows that we are trying to create a bond that is built on destructive energy, is built on faulty ground. So you have to become like a detective and really study this about yourself and study this trait, this aspect, this perspective in order for you to move forward. Otherwise, you will continue repeating the same old cycles, doing things the same way, expecting things to change, and they never will. Okay, some of you, this is an origin that began based off of, a fairy tale or a love story. Okay, or someone could have told you this, or this is conditioned, but it feels like wherever you picked up this trait, aspect, perspective, whatever this is, it was a lie. Okay, this is what they told you, but they knew the truth. You know, and sometimes you'll watch your parents do it, or you'll do it. Your parents will tell you that's what you're supposed to do. Or they'll perpetuate that lie, and you're meant to realize that it's a lie. Okay? Yeah, this is a trait of being seduced by romantic illusions. Falling in love with the potential of what things could be rather than being willing to see it just for what it is, where it is, at the time in which you meet it, and being willing to let it go and not fight to change a person. This is spirit saying, quit fighting to change a person. When they show you who they are, believe them the first time or be disappointed. Yeah, it's like Beauty and the Beast type of energy. Okay, especially because you know how they say, oh, when you find the right person, you'll be willing to change for them. No, that's a lie. That's when you find the right person, it will align. Okay, so for those of you that are looking, okay, or seeking inner truth in regards to yourself in connection with partnership, love, and relationships and why they fail, it has something to do with this belief system. Could be culturally, traditionally, but essentially it's setting you up to it's like fixing you into a wheel of karmic lessons to go through over and over again, off, you know, for it to fall anyway. The lesson has always been, when something is not working, it's better to let it go than to hold on, believing that you have enough strength and power within you to change that person, or to tame a person, natural innate behavior, believing that you're that one in a million, that one in a million. Like, let's say, for example, you meet somebody. And the crazy part about it is people say this all the time. A lot of times I've heard it. You know, they'll say, oh, let's say you meet somebody and you can give them your all. You can bend over backwards. You can stop doing your own personal practices to keep that relationship because you value them so much, or to keep those people in your life because you value them so much, and to the point where it could become a detriment to yourself. Truth is, when you met them, they knew. Their soul knew or didn't know. Okay? Their soul knew what they wanted. So either they were trauma bonding with you, or trying to change you to fit their own narrative and essentially manipulate and play this power struggle game because they felt like you were an asset. So that's still codependent energy for whatever the need was. Yeah, it's like this energy of not wanting to give up, never being able to get over something. There's also like resentment here, being bored. When you're bored, a certain default reaction comes from that. Well, I can't find anything better, so let me just deal with this. That's another codependent reason, because it's based off the reason that you can't find something else, or that you don't want to wait or be patient. Yeah, this is the energy where Spirit is saying it's time to love yourself. Remother yourself as well, no matter the gender. This is like really tapping into Mother Earth energy, getting back on the ground, sitting that ass on the ground, absorbing the sun, hugging a tree, loving yourself. You got to fill your own cup here. Someone needs to fill their own cup. There's a time and a season for everything. And I feel like Spirit is saying you need to really do this time around. What you need to do differently in your spiritual practice, in your spiritual work, is ask your higher self specific questions. Why is it that you perceive X, Y, and Z a certain way? Why is it that you identify with a certain love story or a certain image of a love story? Because you have the moon energy and the empress energy, okay, which is still mother energy, right? The moon represents the mother, the sun represents the father. Because just being celibate alone, that's not enough. There's a level of subconscious rewiring that has to occur. There's a level of subconscious reprogramming that has to occur. And it has something to do with going into the darkness, right? Going into that void and really being a detective about where this stems from. Because something stems from could be from your mother or the way in which you were raised by your mother. So you have to become like curious. This is like, I'm curious to figure out what's in my subconscious, you know? Somebody here also deals with like destructive, self-sabotaging behaviors. Like you'll have a relationship or a connection and it's only a matter of time before you no longer want it. And it has something to do with the Four of Cups, feeling bored. When you get bored, this when you get bored or there's some complacency into a connection, it's like you feel like you're not reaching. You always have to be reaching for something, reaching for greater, bigger, bolder. I feel like if you really studied your chart, you would see some aspects about you where it's like you have commitment issues. A lot of you want commitments, but you have commitment issues. And the reason why you have commitment issues, it's not just about, oh, it's because I watched my parents do it. It's also like giving me some mother wounds, not just from this lifetime, but it feels like with soul searching here, your soul has been searching for the answers for this for some time. There's also hyper independence here. So being hyper independent. And sometimes you're meant to, your spiritual journey may be, or your soul's journey may be to just have an experience this lifetime of being committed to spirit, right? Being committed to yourself. And if you're on that side of the spectrum where you're meant to be self-sufficient, independent, resourceful, and be like a tower moment in people's lives, then you have to be willing to see that about yourself, know that about yourself, and make decisions in accordance with your higher self and your soul, especially if you're asking to be in alignment with that, with whatever you came here to be committed to. And that may not look the same for everybody. There are some people that have a journey to come here on earth and experience marriage, relationships, and live a very 3D lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm seeing here is there is a conflict between versions of you. Not even so much as the past and the future, but versions of yourself that you either identify with or no longer identify with. But you'll try at times to fit yourself in the box based off of things that have been said to you. Or let's say you watch something on social media one time and they say to you, oh, you should go do this, or you should be with this person, or this is what real love is, you start to question yourself and ask yourself, wait, what, is my perspective wrong? Am I supposed to be doing the same thing? And Spirit is saying, when you're wondering if you are on the right path, then you don't really connect with your soul's purpose. If that's what you created for yourself, and if that's not what you want, and you want to completely change the entire birth plan that you created for yourself, or the entire destiny you created for yourself, you can do that as well. But you're going to have to do your investigation on how to subconsciously undo whatever's been imprinted on you, or to rewrite whatever narrative that you want to have. But ultimately, the choice is yours. So they want you to know that this choice is up to you. You're the creator of this experience. Now, you have the one that you were given to experience, but at any given time, you can decide that you no longer want to play, you no longer want to play the game that way, right? You wanted something to end, you have the right to say that. Like, you know what? I'd rather wait. Next lifetime, I'm hearing. I bet you catch me next lifetime. Because if you're not sure and stable in your decision, then anytime you have a conversation with someone and they start pulling out different narratives, then you're going to feel like your judgment is going to be able to be swayed. So this is why Spirit is saying it's important that you feel completely at peace with your decision, no matter what. Okay, this is like that, giving me that Coco energy, right? You remember the movie Coco? What happened in Coco, Spirit? Oh yeah, in the movie Coco, you had paths, okay? Here you have Coco wanting to be a musician. His family despised musicians because of what traditionally, how many generations continue that narrative of, oh, we do not speak of their grandfather. We don't speak of that person. We don't have a connection with their grandfather. That grandfather left us. He abandoned us. We don't even put them on the picture on your altar. We don't put them on your fueta. And Coco had to make a choice, right? He could follow the same tradition, but something inside him on a soul level wouldn't allow him. It just didn't feel right for him. He felt like he should be able, that he is not his grandfather, and he should be able to make a choice based off of what he wants without the, without the religious stigma, or the cultural stigma, the tradition of how they just didn't honor this one person due to whatever reason. That he shouldn't be held accountable. Hell, he has no kids. He didn't do anything wrong. But as far as they was concerned, sticking together as a family is the most important thing. So one of his things that he had to conquer, even when he went to the spiritual realm, was rebelling, okay? Rebelling, essentially, even against his grandmother that was giving him ultimatums like, I'm not going to let you go back. I'm not going to give you my blessing if you don't do what I want. So his journey was about rebellion. His journey was to rebel and to do what he felt was right to his soul. And in the end, the reward was great. Why? Because he refused to fail at honoring himself. Okay. The greatest sin is to dishonor yourself amongst, all the other. But that's you being left with that type of failure. And if someone else doesn't agree with your decision, you're not going to be happy changing your mind just to suit another person's desires for you. It's going to wane on you. Eventually, you're going to feel very mad, and then you're going to blow up. So this is like saying, no longer trying to fit in or fit into a box or fit into a specific category or lane that people put you in. If you want to draw outside of the damn lines, draw outside of the lines. If you want to color on wall instead of paper, color on wall instead of paper. Shit like that. No longer waiting for someone else to give you the approval, the green light, or the resources. Go out there and find the resources for yourself. Go on your adventure. Do your investigation. What loans do I need to apply for? Make time. Okay? Make time. Even if you feel like you don't have enough time, make time. Make a sacrifice to make time. I'm sure there's a sacrifice somewhere you can make. Instead of waiting for someone to come in, waiting for something to happen, make it. Make a way. Go, do it now. It's like that commercial. What's that commercial? You're sitting around watching the phone or the computer when you could be out here doing X, Y, and Z. They had like the perfect, I will never forget this commercial. Because I felt like it was personal. Okay, they made that commercial and it was like you're sitting around doing nothing. Like it was a commercial about going to college. Why not make a decision for your future? And the questions, the way they posed it in the commercial, it was so artistically conveyed. I was like, yes, now. So that's what Spirit is kind of saying to you. You only can fail when you feel like you can't get back up again. That's when you fail. When you feel like you can't restart again. When you feel like you gave up the best thing you ever had since sliced bread or some shit, then that's when you fail. But if you continuously give it your all over and over again, no matter how many times you have had to fail, you will get what it is you're looking for. So justly earned. You see what I'm saying to you right now? You feel me? You feel me? Look at that. Seeker, dowsing rod. Guard your energy. You done? Be done. Again, it came out, Virgo, I analyze. So again, analyze the situation. Do your evaluation. See clearly. You don't need a fortune teller or a crystal ball to tell you this. All right. Your soul and your spirit will just know. That's what Spirit is saying. You can do the investigation yourself. You can figure out how yourself. And listen, the student will always find the teacher when it's time. Okay. You just got to stay focused. All right. Don't be fickle with your own dreams and desires. Okay. Be spontaneous. Be spontaneous. Be spontaneous and focus on where you're going and not where you've been. You feel what I'm saying right now? Yeah, I got to use the bathroom. So let's see. There's a deck that Spirit wants me to use, and I just got to find it. Let me find this deck and then we're going to close it out. Let's try this deck. Yes. I love this deck. This has always been my favorite deck, y'all. We have Life Force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Didn't I say you're getting like your energy back, your vitality back, your creativity back? This desire for your life force is returning back to you. And then we have Lord Ganesh. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. We have Melchizedek. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Higher learning, what's going to increase your abundance in all areas of your life. Straight up like that. And I'm going to get this message. I just love these cards. That was fast. We have Black Jaguar, Old Soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Wow. Spirit, thank you for these channeled messages. Taurus, I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.